for the next trial, and we'll all turn around for the good. I want her home. The family wants her home. She shouldn't be there. No way should she be there.
That report from Lisa Alston. Well, now, how many times have you heard the complaint that Britain doesn't do enough to encourage youngsters to take up sport? Well, that could all change thanks to a pioneering scheme launched in the Brighton and Hove area today. It's called SportLink and aims to produce the champions of the future. As James Trollope explains, it's come partly as a response to a critical report by the Sports Council.
The Sports Council investigation 2 years ago concluded that for far too long sport in schools had been a hit-and-miss affair. All too often facilities were limited and expertise lacking. What was needed, said the Sports Council, was a coordinated approach to sports education. And that's what they're now hoping to provide in Brighton and Hove with the introduction of SportsLink. Targeted at 8 to 14-year-olds, like these pupils at St Andrew's School in Hove, the scheme was launched today by BBC sports commentator Ron Pickering.
If you really want to produce talent, or you want kids to explore their real potential, you've got to get them at that age. And they're fearless too, so the sports like gymnastics, excel if they get them at that age, and they don't easily get bored. The swimmers find that. Whereas when they're 14 or 15, boys or girls might discover boys or girls. And so it is an important age.
A team of 28 coaches will tour schools in Brighton and Hove, introducing children to various sports. They're then encouraged to develop their skills at local sports clubs, and parents are encouraged to join in.
Hopefully, by providing a wide range of opportunities and a broad base of participation, we'll actually identify those youngsters with talent that we can then develop further and to higher levels.
So that is one part of things, to sort of find new champions if you want.
That will be, we feel, a spin-off. Our main objective is participation.
Headmistress Gwen Cole welcomes the new initiative, and it seemed to be going down well with her pupils too.
It keeps you fit and it's enjoyable.
How does it compare to other lessons then?
I think it's much better.
How about you? Would you like to be doing more sport in school?
Yes.
What sort of sports would you like to have a go at?
I like netball and football and I don't know.
Do you do football at the moment?
Well, sometimes we do it in PA.
And how about you? What do you think of sport in school?
I think it's very good.
Why?
But it keeps you fit and it's nice and healthy.
What about compared to other lessons?
Oh, it beats them a lot.
What, better than maths and things?
A lot.
And any particular sport you'd like to have a go at?
Well, don't mind cricket.
Cricket?
Yeah, I like cricket.
What, fast bowler or what?
Yeah, fast bowler.
SportsLink is jointly funded by the Sports Council and Brighton and Hove councils. It'll run for a trial 12-month period, and the scheme will be monitored by Brighton Polytechnic. If it proves successful, the Sports Council hopes it'll then be taken up by other local authorities.
Right, now let's nip smartly over to Martin and the weather. Martin, please.
Yeah, just a brief weather forecast this evening. It doesn't take long to say wet and very windy, does it? You can see it coming on the satellite picture. Taken at about 2 o'clock this afternoon, all that cloud out to the west is bringing rain tonight. Not a cold night, lowest temperatures around 3 degrees. But out on the very western edge of that picture, you can see another blob of cloud, and that's quite a fierce area of rain coming in for tomorrow. So tomorrow morning then, and a little bit of sunshine maybe peeping through those clouds, but a lot of showers around, heavy showers, quite prolonged showers, and perhaps some sleet and snow mixed in on the high ground too. Very strong southwesterly winds you can see there. In the afternoon, those westerly winds picking up to gale force 8 or even severe gale 9 for a time around the middle of the day before the showers slowly die out and the winds slowly decrease again tomorrow evening. A rough one.
Thank you very much, Martin. Well, Effie, you've just got in a look now at the national news headlines tonight. On a day of protest by thousands of health workers, a delegation of nurses has presented a petition to Downing Street calling for more funding for the NHS. British Coal has announced the closure of 2 pits and a washery in South Wales with a loss of more than 1,500 jobs. It follows the colliery's combined loss of £87 million since 1980.
And here in the south, 3 Portsmouth ferries are now caught up in strike action by the National Union of Seamen. They claim their dispute is completely separate from the national action. Mark Cameron, aged 24, has been sent to prison for life for the murder of the Southampton taxi driver Dougie Latter, and the Central Electricity Generating Board has formally applied for planning permission to build a new coal-fired power station at Fawley on the southern tip of the New Forest. Today, 4 Hampshire MPs lobbied Parliament to call for a public inquiry into the planning permission application. That's the news tonight. It's good night from her, and it's good night from me. Right.
Good night.
BBC1 steps out for the evening with Wogan, whose guests include the star of White Mischief, Greta Scacchi, and skiing brothers Martin and Graham Bell. Then at 7:35, The Clothes Show checks out male skincare and looks at the problem of large men with large feet. Someone else is getting two big for his boots in Dallas at 8 o'clock.
I'm going to take your wife's little company and make it the biggest in the States. I don't need your help or your interference.
Well, I'll do whatever I think is necessary.
Well, JR only ever worries about himself. But to hear your worries, join me for Points of View, 10 to 9.
At 9:35, QED has an altogether different view in mind when it follows the progress of one man's mission to spread his wings and fly like a bird. Then in Sports Night at 10:05, there's live international boxing from Wembley and a special interview with Steve Cram. Completing the lineup for Wednesday evening on One.